afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. The humidity creeping back up.
Yes, it's warm. Feels like summer is still with us.
Which is good.
Yes, it is good.
It'll not end all too soon. We'll get to the weather in just a bit. But first, topping our news today, it's back. Dane County's mask mandate returns after 2 months without one. Our Jamie Perez breaks down the requirements and explains when you won't need to wear one.
The situation in Afghanistan stabilizes for the time being. More Americans and refugees are on their way out while the Taliban suggests people are safe to stay.
And you gave. Tonight, they receive. We're live at the Boys and Girls Club, where hundreds of kids will start the school year off the right way. Let's take a look outside on this Tuesday afternoon. These kids are having a blast.
We have a new appreciation for skateboarding and rollerblading after the Olympics, don't we?
This is the Goodman Skate Park at McPike Park, and I think this guy knew he was on camera.
Great day for it today.
August returns, and so does Julian, who's in the backyard with the humidity rising.
That's right. The humidity has risen for our Tuesday, but the temperatures aren't too bad. As we take a look outside of our sky cam as of right now, beautiful blue skies, just a couple of clouds sticking around, trying to block that sun for us, but it's feeling pretty decent. 82 degrees and still around that comfort level in terms of our dew points. A bit higher than yesterday, but still for much of us, we are still looking at pretty good conditions as we're getting our evening rolling for us. Still into those middle to lower 80s, and some areas are into that 79-degree range as of right now. But as we take a look at those dew points, as I mentioned, they have crept up a bit, especially towards the west. As we can see around Lone Rock area, we can see now it's into the 65 degrees, so it's just a bit, just a notch away from being to the uncomfortable level for us. But for many of us, we're still dealing with some comfortability, but we got to hold on to that because going into the rest of the week, we're going to be seeing those rise even more. Now for tonight, we are still looking for some seasonable conditions for us. Around 61 degrees, still going to be mostly clear as well. Going to feel really good for tonight. Now as we take a look at our traffic, however, still looking at some pretty decent conditions in terms of the road. Still flowing from east to west along the belt line and on the interstate, not seeing much issues as well as we get things rolling for our evening commute. As of right now, from the belt line to Janesville, 31 minutes, and from Middleton to Sauk City, 16 minutes, and downtown to Sun Prairie, 16 minutes as well. We'll have more with the weather coming up in a few moments. Until then, let's toss it back to the studio.
All right, we'll see if you make it. Thank you. The indoor mask mandate for Dane County was reinstated today, and if it feels like we've been here before, well, that's because we have several times. Yesterday in Wisconsin, the 7-day average of coronavirus cases was 1,218. This is similar to the count on February 3rd of this year, and similar to September of 2020, where we had 1,250 case average.
Starting this Thursday, everyone over the age of 2 in Dane County will be required to wear a mask anywhere inside, except when you are around just your family members.
Our Jamie Perez tells us more about the mandate. Jamie?
All right, well, if you guys remember, the first mask mandate happened July 13th of last year. Now, that order officially ended on June 2nd this year. Public Health said they do not want to have to enforce wearing a mask again, but with school starting soon and the transmissibility of the Delta variant, they wanted to really get ahead of potential outbreaks. They said their main concern is that kids under the age of 12 still can't get vaccinated, and there's still about 160,000 people in Dane County who are also still unvaccinated. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi said at the announcement this morning that until more people do get the vaccine, these are the measures they're taking.
For a limited time, we as a community need to step up to the plate and do what needs to be done to protect our kids. And part of that requires we mask up indoors for a while in order to reduce the overall spread and reduce our community's rate of infection.
The face covering mandate begins this Thursday and ends in 1 month on September 16th. Now, Public Health said they will be keeping an eye on our case numbers and our vaccination rates to decide if they're going to extend that order or cancel it in September.
Jamie, thank you. With many people coming up on 8 months since their second COVID vaccine, some want their booster shots sooner rather than later. If you received a Moderna dose for your first and second shot, then you should stay within the Moderna system for your booster shot. Today, we spoke to Mo Carbat of SSM Health about the shot's availability.
If a third dose is indicated for the entire population, then we will continue to offer the vaccine in the same channels, but also we could very much also stand up vaccine clinics to meet the demand in the communities we serve, because As of now, only 2 to 3% of the population is immunocompromised. But it's a very different story if we vaccinate 60 or 70 or 80% of the population who received already 2 doses.
Carbot went on to say that it is not clear yet whether COVID booster shots will become an annual suggestion similar to the flu shot.
COVID-19 cases among children are on the rise. The American Academy of Pediatrics reported more than 121,000 such cases last week. That's an 18% of all the cases. COVID-19 has been increasing in children since the beginning of July. However, children make up a much smaller percentage of hospitalizations and deaths. Children only made up 0.25% of all COVID-19 deaths last week.
New Zealand is reporting its first locally transmitted coronavirus case since late February. The government says the case was identified in Auckland and the source is under investigation. New Zealand's Prime Minister says the nation will go into lockdown for 3 days. It's been a year since New Zealand has been under this level of lockdown, which it calls level 4. Under this level, people are urged to stay home except for essential activities. Travel is severely limited and all gatherings are canceled. All public venues are closed. Out of a population of nearly 5 million people, less than 3,000 people have been diagnosed and only 26 have died.
As the COVID-19 Delta variant spreads, the National Park Service announced Monday it's immediately enforcing new mask rules. Visitors, employees, and contractors are now required to wear a mask inside all Park Service buildings and even in crowded outdoor spots. The rule applies regardless of a person's vaccination status or transmission levels within the community. The Park Service says it's following the latest science and guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the new requirement is in effect until further notice.
The trial date is set for another person who is alleged to have killed 11-year-old Anissa Scott last summer. Perion Carrion is set to begin his trial on June 20th, 2022 with jury selection. In today's hearing, Perion asked for a modified bond, but the judge rejected it. Perion is still being held on $2 million bail. Last week marked the 1-year anniversary of the shooting that ultimately killed Scott. Family and friends gathered Friday to celebrate and honor the young girl's life.
4,000 U.S. troops are expected to be on the ground in Afghanistan by the end of the day to assist with evacuation efforts.
The Biden administration says up to 800 people were flown out overnight, and there are plans to pick up the pace.
Deborah Alfarone reports from Washington.
CBS News has learned calls are going out to thousands of American citizens in Afghanistan with instructions on how to get to the airport and where to go when they arrive.
What our effort is now is focused on moving as many people out as we can.
We predict that our best effort could look like 5,000 to 9,000 passengers departing per day.
Pentagon spokesman John Kirby adds the U.S. has been in touch with Taliban commanders as fighters reportedly patrol the streets outside the airport.
There is communication between them and us. There's been no hostile interactions.
A day after President Biden said he still stands by his decision to withdraw, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said he and other administration officials also take responsibility.
When a civil war comes to an end with an opposing force marching on the Capitol, there are going to be scenes of chaos.
In a news conference, Taliban leaders said the rights of all citizens, including women and girls, would be protected.
They will have to prove to the international community who they ultimately are going to end up being.
The NATO Secretary General says Afghanistan risks isolation if its government reinstates a reign of fear. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
And according to an internal message obtained by CBS News, the Department of Homeland Security is asking immigration service workers to volunteer to help Afghans who are being relocated to the United States.
Employees were told that they could possibly be deployed to other states, which may include Fort McCoy in Toma, Texas, and California. Haitians are back at work looking for survivors buried underneath earthquake rubble. It follows a night of torrential rain brought by Tropical Depression Grace. Saturday's earthquake killed more than 1,400 people and injured at least 6,000. Hospitals did their best to pull all patients inside or out of the rain, at least for the night. Patients with more severe injuries have been moved to bigger hospitals like Adventist in Port-au-Prince. Medical Director Scott Nelson has been working in Haiti since 2010's earthquake.
With earthquakes, every type of orthopedic injury is produced, and many of these are crush injuries, severe open fractures.
The U.S. Coast Guard has been helping transport injured Haitians to hospitals. Today, the Pentagon announced the U.S. will send a joint task force to aid in humanitarian efforts. In addition, the United Nations today announced it has set aside $8 million from its emergency response fund to provide health care, clean water, emergency shelter, and sanitation for Haitians impacted by the earthquake.
With school starting in just a couple of weeks, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is getting ready for a big night to make sure students have everything they need.
We find our Madeline O'Neill at the Boys and Girls Club location off Allied Drive, where families will soon be showing up to pick up school supplies. Maddie?
Right. Well, this is all part of our back to school supplies drive in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. And tonight at all 3 locations, they're having people come out. Now, we had few weeks of collecting those supplies, and now comes the fun part, seeing the students and families come to get their supplies. And there's more fun activities here tonight. I have Laura Ford Harris with the Boys and Girls Club here with me. Thank you so much for being out here. Kind of tell me what families can expect.
Thank you so much, Maddie. We appreciate Channel 3000 being here with us this afternoon. So when people come to each of the club locations, they will go through a series of different activities, including there's a registration booth. Spectrum is here to talk about broadband service. We've got healthy snacks. We've got toothbrush health, and you'll get a new toothbrush. We've got a skilled trades activity, and then it'll culminate with a backpack.
Look at that. All right.
Amazing items. On the way out, you'll get special surprise. I'm not going to say anything until you get here, and water, and it'll be just a great evening.
Awesome. So I know this is for all ages, from preschool to high school, so backpacks look a little different, but tell me what we've gotten here.
This one has all of those basic supplies that you're going to need that are on most supply lists in the community. So we've got some tissues or Kleenex, we've got some some wipes, some pencils, markers, sharpeners, face mask, and some binders or folders. So different age levels have different supplies in them, and we have bags that go all the way up to college.
So we were just talking about this, but I know when I was going back to school, some of the most fun was getting those school supplies.
Yes.
Picking out the folders or the backpack. So why is this so important?
This is so important for families because different families have different needs, and we estimate that each one of these backpacks is about almost $50. If you've tried to buy a backpack lately, you can talk about how expensive it is. So families who are experiencing some financial challenges at the time may have to make decisions between, do I get the school supplies my kids need, or do I pay my light bill? So we don't want anyone to have to make that type of a decision. We want them to come on in, get a backpack with all the supplies their child's going to need to be prepared for that first day where they can go through and write their names on everything and decorate them and be prepared for class.
Definitely a very important thing. Thank you guys so much for doing this. And I know this starts in just less than an hour, so I'll let you get back to work preparing.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, this goes until 7 tonight, starting at 5 o'clock. And we'll be joining you again at 5 and 6 tonight as well.
Thanks to everybody who helped us this year. It's really been a great campaign. Maddie and Laura, both to you. Thank you so much. We'll see you at 5.
Well, it's not quite the World Championship Cheese Contest that's returning to Madison next year, but there's still a dairy good option going on in town this week. It's the World Dairy Expo Championship Dairy Product Contest at Madison College. The contest, which started in 2003, is the only one in the world that features a full array of dairy products. More than 1,400 products from 34 states will be judged. Today, they judge cheese and butter. Tomorrow, grade A products. And Thursday, Ice cream.
So not the Dairy Expo,
No,
just
a Dairy Expo.
Exactly. Well, Girl Scouts are calling on all chocolate lovers. The Girl Scout cookie lineup is about to get even more decadent with a brand new brownie-inspired cookie coming out next year. The Adventurefuls cookie has caramel-flavored cream and a hint of sea salt. Along with the new cookie, Girl Scouts USA also announced new cookie business badges. They'll help girls think like entrepreneurs as they run their own businesses.
Love Girl Scout cookie time. Well, still to come at 4, hope you're hungry because Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is out on the patio.
When we come back, it's football season. Angie has some great recipes to help you feed the gang on game day. That's when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
The Lynx device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
At General Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is important to us. From keeping you cozy warm to cooling you off with the ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System. Plus, join our free home comfort program and keep your air conditioner and furnace running at peak performance year after year. Enjoy priority service and extra savings that really add up. Celebrating 75 years of providing award-winning comfort for your home. Turn to the experts, Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
With less moderate to severe eczema, why hide your skin? If you can help heal your skin from within. With Dupixent, adults saw long-lasting, clearer skin and significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about Dupixent.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from reflux, please join us for our upcoming seminar on the Lynx Device, a new and innovative treatment to stop reflux.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Welcome back. Despite last month's drop in revenue, Walmart managed to turn in a better-than-expected quarterly report card.
The world's largest retailer brought in more than $141 billion in revenue in the second quarter. Walmart says groceries and back-to-school shopping drove sales, along with items like party supplies and luggage, as families returned to some pre-pandemic activities.
The winning streak ended on Wall Street after some second-quarter sales reports were released. The Dow Industrials fell 282 points, ending the day at 35,343. The NASDAQ lost 137. The S&P 500 was off 31. Well, August is here, which means if you're expecting company this football season, you better be prepared.
That's right. The Packers have already started. The Badgers will be here before we know it. So Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council is out on the patio with us with some great ideas for your game day hungry fans.
And get the smoker out again.
I traveled with a smoker. So I've got my little portable smoker, and I wanted to talk about a couple smoked beef recipes. And actually, the first one I want to talk about uses a tri-tip. This would be perfect for a tailgating party get-together because tri-tips are bigger. They're about 1.5 to 2 pounds. It's actually the bottom sirloin.
Okay.
Very popular on the West Coast, becoming more popular here in the Midwest, so you can find them in the supermarket. But it'll be shaped like a boomerang or like a triangle with 3 points. And it does do very well in the smoker because it needs to be tenderized, kind of like a brisket or a round.
Okay.
So what I did was I took that tri-tip and I set my smoker to 225 degrees, and I do that for all of the beef recipes, so it's a nice low heat to smoke them, and smoked it about 45 minutes.
And there's pellets, there's wood pellets in the back of this.
Yeah, so there's wood pellets in the back of this, so I just need a little electricity and my wood pellets, and then I got a probe in it, so then I turn this smoker up to more like a sear or a grill temperature. It's at 400 degrees. So then I kind of just finished this tri-tip off.
Now the tri-tip is thick. So how long did that cook?
So it took a while. It'll take 15-20 minutes at least after you smoke it. Now I brought mine here cold and put it on, so it took longer. But if you do the smoking process, it's still warm at that 225.
And that's a couple 3 hours?
No, 45 minutes for flavor.
Okay.
Then on the side, I actually did these in my on my stovetop. So 1 sweet onion, 1 poblano pepper, a little garlic, a little squeeze of lime juice to top the tri-tip to make tacos. And this will make a lot of tacos.
Angie, tilt that pot a little bit just so people can see what's inside with your,
There we go,
That looks really good.
I just put them in this and I reheated them on my smoker. Made them ahead.
Perfect.
So then you just cut up the meat and do your regular taco selection. All right, what else we have?
Let it rest for sure, and then assemble your tacos. This is a smoked top sirloin skewer. So I took 1 top sirloin, which is about 1 pound, and I marinated it just a little bit, about a half an hour, in some extra virgin olive oil, red wine vinegar, crushed red pepper, garlic. And then I took the chunks and threw them right on the smoking grate, smoked them for 20 minutes, at 225 degrees, just for that smoked flavor. Took them off, let them cool just a little bit so I could handle them, and then made skewers with tomato, some really large Spanish green olives, and then some red onion. And that's it. And then you can top with some great like shredded fresh Italian cheese. This is an Asiago, so they kind of got that like Italian Spanish flavor going on.
So you could do this on a regular grill as well. You're just not going to have that smoky flavor.
You can definitely do this on the regular grill. You just won't get that smoky flavor. But it is kind of fun to have that little bit of that smoky flavor, and it doesn't take a super long time, about an hour for the skewers. So kind of fun if you have a smoker, try a couple steaks on it, see what you think.
It's a good idea to do the steak first, then assemble. That's the key to the kebabs, right?
Right, and then sear them at the end.
Yeah,
put them back on like a regular grill.
Really, because you see them in the store, they're all put together. You shouldn't put them on the grill that way.
I usually don't, but like if you're going to smoke your beef first, you definitely don't want to. But.
Okay, and these little smokers are a new thing.
I know. Hey, Brewers still playing. I might have to go to a Brewer game.
It folds down, you put it in the car?
Yeah, fold it down, let it cool a bit, put it in the car, and we're good to go. Yeah. So
is a tri-tip expensive like a filet? It looks very similar to a tenderloin.
Nope, it's more like priced like a brisket.
Okay.
So $6.99, $8.99 a pound.
Okay, great.
So like a sirloin.
I've never seen them in the store. I'll have to look.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out or ask. They should have them. But beeftips.com. Find all the recipes, plus all of some great like beef smoking tips, what kind of cuts to use on your smoker, what kind of pellets to use, all that stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
The great outdoors.
Yeah.
Angie, thank you.
Thank you,
Angie.
Enjoy
Good
football
to see you.
season.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back.
You know, kids, when I was your age, we didn't have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. We had average cars that drove on average roads.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy? Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra?
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did.
I prefer you did it.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Since 1976, Feldco stood the test of time.
It's Feldco's 45th anniversary! Time to get down!
To celebrate Feldco's 45th anniversary, get 45% off windows today. That's cause for a celebration.
45% off windows won't last long. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
I'm so glad you're okay, Sergeant Houston. This is Sam with USAA. Do you see the tow truck?
Yes, thank you. That was fast.
Sergeant Houston never expected this to happen, or that her grandpa's dog tags would be left behind. But that one call got her a tow and rental, paid her claim, and we even pulled a few strings, making it easy to make things right. That's what we're made for. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
Fry Construction is celebrating 26 years of providing excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by your neighbors and voted Best of Madison 2 years in a row. Best kitchen and bath design, best roofer. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself and save 26% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
You know, kids, when I was your age, we didn't have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. We had average cars that drove on average roads.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models.
Take a look at this.
Okay, are you ready? Come here, dude. Okay, no, don't even freaking. Don't think about it.
This massive animal known as Darth Gator crawls and falls out of his tank during feeding time at a reptile zoo in Fountain Valley, California. His buddy Gomer is also trying for an escape, but Juliet managed to get him back in the water. She says this is the first time Darth Gator, whom she's raised from a baby, has ever fallen out. After calling for backup, it takes 3 attempts to finally get him back into his tank. I'm not sure I'd be laughing.
I was just going to say that. Yep.
I think she's pretty comfortable.
Totally.
That Darth Gator, watch out.
Oh my goodness.
I think once that process starts, you're not stopping it.
Yeah, right. Well, Madison's first aviation program for historically underserved youth got off the ground for the 2nd consecutive day today.
The Willa Brown Aviation Academy held its first ever Camp Willa at the Dane County Airport. The program seeks to introduce youth from 12 to 17 from historically underserved communities in the area to Madison's aviation facilities, services, and community. Through this program, Madison youth will be exposed to possible career opportunities as they begin to think about their futures.
Today, exposing them to the airline world, going to operations, going on an airplane. We're telling them all about aviation weather. We're having air traffic controllers come talk to them. Yesterday, they got to see the 115th Fighter Wing and a lot of the military side of the airport.
Of the 155,000 professional aviators in the United States, only 3.4% are black. Women make up only 5.6%, and black women less than 1%. The Wilma Brown Academy hopes to help reverse this trend by connecting local youth to the aviation industry and engaging future employees while they are in high school and college. That is a great idea.
Great experience for them.
I'd like to get to see some of that stuff behind the scenes. All right, Julian, the weather's heating up. We were just out on the patio, a little warm out there.
It was a little warm, but it's good. It's, you know, it's the middle of August. Exactly. It's perfect time for our summertime. And we'll talk more about it on what else to expect for our evening coming up, so stay tuned.
The Agora Art Fair returns Saturday, August 21st in Fitchburg, showcasing the work of over 100 area artists in a variety of mediums, plus great live music, food, craft beer and wine garden, and lots of fun activities for the kids. To learn more, visit agoraartfair.com.
Update your floors with 11% off everything now at Menards. Enhancing the beauty of your home is easy with our great selection of durable, water-resistant, and easy-to-install flooring options. IVC sheet vinyl and Ellison House laminate flooring hold up to everyday life and come in a variety of styles to complement any room in your home. Save 11% on all IVC sheet vinyl and Ellison House laminate flooring right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Managing type 2 diabetes?
On it.
On it.
On it with Jardiance.
They're 22 million prescriptions strong. Meet the people who are managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk with Jardiance. Jardiance is a once-daily pill that can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar,
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack? Yep, they're on it with Jardiance. Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming, so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
The Agora Art Fair returns Saturday, August 21st in Fitchburg, showcasing the work of over 100 area artists in a variety of mediums, plus great live music, food, craft beer and wine garden, and lots of fun activities for the kids. To learn more, visit agoraartfair.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back, everyone. And after such a little bit warmer day for our Tuesday, just a bit warmer than our Monday, but we're going to see that trend continue throughout the rest of the week. Why? Because that humidity is going to continue to rise throughout the week for us, and we're going to be seeing that sunshine behind it for the next few days. However, as we get prepared for the weekend, even though it's a little premature as of right now, but still, who doesn't want to think about the weekend? We are looking for some showers to be in store for our forecast. But as of right now, we are looking at plenty of dry conditions around southern Wisconsin, and the only type of precipitation that we are starting to see is from that low pressure making its way over into Ohio, but really into the northeast as of right now. And that's where we're starting to see that dry conditions are mainly into the upper Midwest. But where that high pressure system is where we're going to be starting to see more of those drier conditions sticking around for the next few days. However, that low pressure and stationary frontal is keeping much of the northeast and for the southeast, but that precipitation and seeing that tropical depression starting to make its way. But for us, we're looking at completely opposite conditions does that. We're looking at a couple of clouds along the southern areas as we go into tonight, but we're still going to be holding on to a little bit of that warmth as we get into the nightly hours. Cool, seasonable conditions will come in, a little cloud cover into the southeast of southern Wisconsin, and may see just a pop-up stray shower into the southeast, especially as we get into our Wednesday afternoon near Watertown and Waukesha. But for the most part, we're still going to be looking at another dry day in southern Wisconsin as we get our Wednesday rolling. Now, as we take a look at our rain chances, they will be best as we can see on our screen between Friday and Saturday. Then we're looking for next week to be popping up with slight chances and more chance of seeing some rains. We definitely need some because of the drought that we are still dealing with. Now for tonight, however, we're still looking at the 61 degrees. Mostly clear and seasonable conditions. It's going to feel real good for us. Might even want to crack a window open. Now, as we go in for tomorrow, a quick little preview. Looking at 85 degrees, partly sunny, warm and humid. Going to be a bit warmer, so make sure you're staying hydrated. So we're going to be looking at heat indexes that could even hit into those lower 90s. Now, for the next few days, as we get into the 10-day, humid, and then we're looking at those rain chances starting to pop up as we get into our weekend. As you can see from the temperatures, we're not going to be breaking past the mid-80s, but then we're going into the next week as that cold front sweeps in to bringing in those lower 80s for us, but still looking at slight chances of some rain showers for us. And again, that's what we kind of need. We need a little bit of rain. It's nice to have dry conditions, plenty of sunshine, but once we get some of that rain to kind of help us out with the drought, it's definitely going to be a lot better for us.
Absolutely. All right, Julie, thank you. Well, now a story about a young boy whose art has become a major draw. He loves to doodle on any blank page you can find.
He's even gotten in trouble with his teachers for this, but while others saw a habit, his parents saw a talent, and now he's got thousands of fans.
Ian Lee met the young artist in Shrewsbury, England.
For Joe Whale, these aren't merely doodles. It's his imagination coming to life.
What's your favorite thing to doodle?
I like doodling food, robots, and aliens.
The 10-year-old discovered his passion for drawing in a familiar place.
Your math book turned into?
A doodle book.
But you might guess his teacher didn't take too kindly to this.
You're doodling at school, and the teacher says there's no doodling at school.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Well, it made me feel quite annoying because there was no place that I'd really be able to express myself.
So Joe's parents, Greg and Vanessa, decided something must be done.
We thought we'd just get him into some after-school art class.
Those art classes soon led to Joe's first big commission, a wall at a local restaurant.
I was really excited because it was the first time I could actually express myself and pretend that my characters were coming to life.
The wall was a hit, and requests, well, they started to roll in for more doodles. And his Instagram account, it hit over 19,000 followers in just a few days.
It's just overwhelming, so we have to shield him from that. And Joe has no idea the scale of what it's turned into. So we're just protecting him as much as we can from that so he can just enjoy drawing.
While Joe's parents manage his future, he has his own vision.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Definitely an artist.
It sounds like you really want to make your art so people can enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is that famous wall, and what's pretty incredible is that there has to be hundreds of doodles here, but not one is similar. My personal favorite is this one, how to draw not just a dog, but a cool dog. And you better believe that I will be practicing that later. Ian Lee, CBS News, Shrewsbury, England.
Wow, he talented.
Yeah, what a great story.
And he's left-handed, too.
Yeah, he's really good.
He really is good.
Wow.
Well, coming up next at 4, Consumer Reports tells us whether or not you should replace your bike helmet.
And then next hour at 5, ask and you shall receive. Our Brad Hamilton tells us about the heartwarming story of a woman with no air conditioning during this hot summer and the community that helped her out. That's at 5.
One of the best ways to protect your biggest investment, your home, is to replace your gutters with a lifetime Leaf Guard gutter system, guaranteed to never clog and warranted forever. My team will give you a free estimate and you'll get a $100 Visa gift card with your order.
For Deb, living with constipation with belly pain was the same old story for years. Trying this, doing that, spending countless days right here. Still came the belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Awful feelings she kept sugarcoating. Finally, with the help of her doctor, it came to be that her symptoms were all signs of IBS-C. And that's why she said yes to adding Linzess. Linzess is not a laxative. It helps you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and is proven to help relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could your story also be about IBS-C? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
When you replace your gutters with a Leaf Guard gutter system, you're getting peace of mind that your home's foundation is being protected, and you'll never have to climb that ladder again. My team will give you a free estimate, and you'll get a $100 Visa gift card with your order.
Tonight at 5, what was previously a strong suggestion will once again become a mandate. Dane County announces a new mask plan before the end of the week.
And we're looking at another hot day tomorrow and a little bit of an increase in our dew point still working towards the weekend. We'll take a closer look at your full 10-day and our next opportunity for some rain to build in.
And ahead at 6, a Madison woman who's facing a terminal cancer diagnosis receives a simple gift to help ease her pain. We'll share that story with you tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Here's a live look from our Skycam in Platteville. Beautiful August day out there. Biking outside is a great way to help you get in shape, but before you hit the streets or the trails, you'll need a good helmet.
And you might be surprised to learn that bike helmets don't last forever. They need to be replaced.
Consumer Reports has some tips to help you find and fit the right helmet. Our Leah Lynchide tells us what to look for and what to avoid.
Going for a bike ride? Bike, check. Inflated tires? Check. Helmet? Check. But wait, is that helmet still good? Will it actually protect me when I need it most?
Bike helmets are not indestructible.
Consumer Reports' Kevin Loria says bike helmets are most effective at preventing injury when fitted and adjusted correctly, and the helmet itself hasn't been injured.
If you've been in a crash, you need to replace your helmet as soon as possible.
A helmet can look fine after a crash, but there could be damage in the helmet you can't see. Even if you've never been in a crash, you may still need to replace yours. CR's experts say you should replace your helmet every 5 years or so, since the protective foam and plastic materials can break down over time. Another way to tell if it's time to replace, give the helmet a good, thorough examination, inside and out.
One obvious sign is if you see any cracks in the foam. A more subtle sign you may need a new helmet is if the colors have started to fade. That's a sign the helmet may have been weakened by heat or sun exposure over time. And check the chin straps too to make sure that they're in good shape.
If you're ready for an upgrade, 2 helmets that scored well in CR's rigorous tests are the Gyro Register MIPS and the LEM Boulevard. For News 3 Now, this is Leah Lynchide. Happy riding.
Yes, and wear a helmet. Yeah, right. That's a key. Well, as reported at the top of this newscast, face masks are now mandated in Dane County beginning Thursday.
It's because of the fast-spreading Delta COVID variant. We'll get the latest on the pandemic from UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff when Live at 4 continues.
Taco night is heartburn you can plan for, but surprise pizza means heartburn you didn't expect. New Zantac 360 Degrees contains the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn and works in as little as 15 minutes. New Zantac 360.
New jets, new yachts, new hobbies. The ultra-rich got ultra-richer during the pandemic because Republicans in Congress have been working for them, protecting loopholes for tax-dodging billionaires instead of helping working people who'd benefit from a fair share tax plan that Republicans are trying to block. And Ron Johnson's one of them. The rich don't need new jets, but Wisconsin does need a new senator. MoveOn.org. Political action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
For Deb, living with constipation with belly pain was the same old story for years. Trying this, doing that, spending countless days right here. Still came the belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Awful feelings she kept sugarcoating. Finally, with the help of her doctor, it came to be that her symptoms were all signs of IBS-C. And that's why she said yes to adding Linzess. Linzess is not a laxative. It helps you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and is proven to help relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could your story also be about IBS-C? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
And taking another quick look at our traffic, we are looking at some slow spots, especially on the Beltline pushing its way eastbound right now. We're looking at a pretty stretch of real slow conditions as of right now for driving. We're looking at that commute to really start to be slowing up for us, especially since we are still looking at that normal everyday construction along the Beltline. But even still going into the city, we do have some slow spots as well. Now, as we take a closer look over into the interstate, for the most part, we're looking at green across the interstate, which is also good news for us, especially as we're trying to get ourselves home and get some food in our stomach. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to be looking at, the Beltline of Janesville is about 25 minutes, Middleton to Sauk City, 16 minutes, and downtown to Sun Prairie is 16 minutes as well. That is our traffic update. Over to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. People in Bolivia celebrated St. Roche's Day, honoring the patron saint of dogs. A Roman Catholic priest held a special outdoor mass to mark the day at a small church in the city of El Alto. Pet owners gathered to have their dogs and cats blessed with holy water. The priest prayed for the thousands of stray animals living on the city streets. St. Roche was born in France around 1295, and according to legend, his life was saved by a dog which brought him food when he contracted the plague. Interesting. Well, public health authorities in Dane County have issued another indoor mask mandate effective Thursday.
And vaccine booster shots could be right around the corner for all Americans.
Let's talk about all this with UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Potoff. Thanks for being with us again today.
Good to see both of you.
Let's start with the mandate. Do you think this was warranted?
You know, I think we're getting into that, position. We started to see cases go up a few weeks ago. We started to see hospitalizations go up, and that trend isn't necessarily reversing. And a year and a half into the pandemic, we know what works. And what works is everyone masking, especially in high-risk situations, i.e. indoors. And because this variant is so much more contagious, we have to act quicker than we would have before to keep that slope from going up even higher. So probably not a bad idea to say, you know what, we need to tap the brakes. We got to get those masks on indoors and see how this Delta variant plays out over the next couple of weeks.
And at the same time, the Biden administration is expected to recommend, maybe even as soon as tomorrow, that many Americans, not just immunocompromised Americans, get a booster shot, a third shot, if you're 8 months after being fully vaccinated. Why is that being recommended?
I think it's being recommended because we're seeing more breakthrough cases. And, before Delta, that wouldn't have mattered that much because we didn't have breakthrough cases. People who are vaccinated couldn't really transmit the disease. With Delta, that's changed. So if we give a third shot to folks who've already been immunized, that'll increase their antibody level, and it should decrease the rate that we see breakthrough cases or vaccinated people that then go on and transmit to the unvaccinated. And that might help us, bring down case numbers. That might get us back to a situation where we wouldn't have to wear masks if we can eliminate those breakthrough cases in vaccinated people.
And you should stick with the same vaccine that you got originally.
For right now, I think that's going to be the recommendation. I wouldn't be surprised at some point in the future when we understand more that the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines might be more interchangeable. But based on what we know right now, I'd say stick with whatever you got before.
Well, what is the guidance if you got the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine?
So right now there isn't guidance just because they don't have good data. What I think you might find is because the mRNA vaccines are performing at a little bit better rate against the Delta variant, you might see guidance that suggests people who got single-dose Johnson & Johnson at some point, whether it's 8 months or maybe longer, go on and get an mRNA vaccine to better protect them against the variants that we know about right now.
A lot of people who got COVID early on think that their immunity is going to hold up, but that's not necessarily the case.
No, I'd say most studies would suggest that natural immunity against COVID, lasts at least probably 6 months. The problem there is that a lot of these variants that we've been talking about for months now are really good at evading natural immunity, and Delta is one of them. So if you had COVID, way back when, you're likely not very well protected against Delta variant. You could get sick again.
So give the shot.
Yeah, it's always best to get vaccinated. That's the way to get the best protection against this Delta variant, which really is, causing a lot of trouble for us.
Well, we're talking about people getting a third shot at the same time public health officials are trying to convince a lot of people to get their first shot. So which is more important?
Yeah, if you put them on a scale, I think the impact of not being vaccinated at all exceeds the benefit that we get from a third shot from a booster. So if you're not vaccinated at all, you've got no protection. You're not guaranteed to stay out of the hospital. You're not guaranteed to have your life spared if you get COVID-19. So, still the focus needs to be on getting those who are unvaccinated vaccinated. If we want to, not have mask mandates and not have these other restrictions, the number one thing we can do is get as many people as possible vaccinated. That's how this goes away.
What's the situation right now at UW Hospital?
So we are seeing higher volumes of patients with COVID-19, which makes sense with the increased cases. Now, with that said, we're still able to manage them within our special pathogens unit just by doing some airflow changes and things like that. We haven't yet had to look at alternative staffing models or turning down some elective or non-urgent, non-emergent procedures at this point. And we hope that remains to be the case, as we start to head into fall, that we can manage this pandemic without having to take those kind of drastic efforts.
That's good to hear. A lot of people are getting a little discouraged, though, and feel like I got vaccinated so I wouldn't have to wear a mask all the time.
Yeah, to them I say the vaccine's still 100% recommended. And the reason why is if you're vaccinated, you can stop worrying about severe disease and death. COVID-19 is not likely to land you in the hospital. It's not going to kill you. Now, things change with Delta. It's possible you might get mild symptoms or you might just be a spreader. But far and away, there is tremendous reassurance in the idea that I'm vaccinated. I don't have to worry about being hospitalized or dying from COVID-19. That's just a tremendous, reassuring thing for a lot of people.
It is a relief. All right, doctor, we'll see you next week, I guess.
Don't go far.
Mask up in Dane County starting Thursday.
Dr. Potoff, thanks for your time. Great to see you.
We'll be right back with a final check of your forecast.
Not only does a seamless leaf guard gutter system add beauty to your home, it's also the last gutter system you'll ever buy. It's guaranteed to never clog or will come out and clean them for free. My team will give you a free estimate and you'll get a $100 Visa gift card with your order.
Allergy sufferers, bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. And in a clinical study, after just 1 day, 90% felt powerful 24-hour relief. So be wise all, take Zysol at night.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
Patio doors, patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors. Scott the window guy can do patio doors.
We do patio doors at scottthewindowguy.com.
Do you suffer from ED? Did you know there could be a way to relieve ED without harmful medications, needles, or surgery? Peak Performance for Men is here to help. Click or call now to treat your ED. And remember, our results make the difference.
LeafGuard is the only gutter system to earn the Good Housekeeping seal, the leading symbol of quality, assurance, trust, and safety in America. And LeafGuard is guaranteed to never clog. My team will give you a free estimate, and you'll get a $100 Visa gift card with your order.
Wednesday on News 3 Now this morning, we're checking out a family-owned butcher in the 608, and Chris Reese will help plan your day. Join us from 4:30 to 7 for News 3 Now this morning.
Kids are going back to school amid a COVID surge.
The Delta variant is much more contagious.
With no state mandates, how will schools keep kids safe? Madeline O'Neill shows why tracking vaccinations will be key. Wednesday on News 3 Now at 10.
As a recap, tonight we're going to be mostly clear and seasonable, 61 degrees, but we'll have more of your forecast coming up at 5. We'll see you then.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. Why not let us take that crippling burden off your back? Habish, Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need, and we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant, or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
Unlock a summer of possibilities in a new Chevy. Expand your options and your perspective. Find new summer adventures. Find new roads.
The open road is waiting. Well-qualified lessees can sign and drive this 2021 Equinox LT for around $350 in a month, or make no monthly payments for 90 days on most 2021 Equinox models when you purchase.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
In today's Final Touch, luxury brands are unveiling their latest electric supercars at an annual auto event in Northern California.
From Lotus to Lamborghini, they are making the switch from gas to electric as the push to reduce emissions steps up a gear. Rolls-Royce, McLaren, Bugatti, the most luxurious supercars are on display, but these are not traditional gas-guzzling vehicles. They're hybrids and electric autos. The annual motorsports gathering at the Quail wants to prove that fast, powerful, and very expensive cars can also be a bit better for the environment.